Chill. You better start.
Hold up. I'm about to press record.
I bet.
All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, what's up, everybody? It's Thenovapodcast, episode 3. I'm here with NC State commit Evan Amos. Evan, introduce yourself real quick.
What's going on, guys? I'm Evan Amos, committed NC State 2025, and yeah.
All right, so let's get straight to it. So, talk to me about where you're from and talk about your upbringing a little bit and how you got into baseball and things like that.
Yeah, so I was originally born in Florida. So both my parents are in the Air Force, and I was originally born in Florida. And I lived there for like 3 years, and then they had got stationed in Charleston, South Carolina. And then I moved there, and then I lived there for like 8 years. And that's kind of when I started playing baseball, when I moved to South Carolina. But I think I was probably like 6 or 7 when I started playing baseball for the first time. And then when I was like 14 is when I started taking it serious.
Okay, so how was it having parents in the military? I know moving around is like a common thing.
Definitely.
Places. So how was that?
Yeah, so we moved 3 different times from Florida to South Carolina to Chicago and then back to South Carolina. And growing up, it wasn't really that bad. There was one time where my dad went overseas for 6 months. I think that was probably the hardest time, but I was young, so I don't really remember it too much. But it wasn't that bad.
All right, so talk to me about your high school career and stuff like that, and yeah, where you're at right now. You're at PDG Academy right now.
Yeah.
And I know you went to a public high school before. You went to Somerville. Well, you went to P27. That's where I met you. And then after that, you went to Somerville, and then now you're back in the academy. So explain like the differences of like being at an academy playing baseball and being at a public school playing baseball. And explain, is there any advantages or like disadvantages of each?
Absolutely. So freshman year I was at P27, and then some stuff happened. I transferred back to Somerville High School, back in my hometown. Played there for a year. Loved it. Loved all the guys there. Loved all the guys at P27 too. Both were really great. And then this year transferred to PDG Academy, and I'll be here for the next 2 years. But transferred here, and I would say the biggest differences: one, living with mom and dad. Not living with mom and dad. That's the hardest part. Definitely got to get used to that. You would know about that too. You moved out young too. That I would say that's definitely the biggest like adjustment. And then obviously the schoolwork too. The schoolwork like load is completely different from public high school to academy baseball. So like you definitely got to manage your schoolwork differently from there. And then as far as baseball goes, it's night and day. I mean, academy baseball is like, you can't even really compare it to high school baseball. It's completely different. Those guys get to work the whole year round, and then you
develop way more.
Definitely.
Like playing top guys instead of at Somerville he was probably playing like 1 or 2 good teams, and at PDG you're playing every game. You're playing like great competition all year round. So
definitely, yeah. It's like you can be a freshman at an academy and your whole roster is going to be Power 5 commits. Like It's crazy. You'll never find that at a regular high school.
Yeah. So I know you played with Team USA and things like that. So explain, not many kids get to experience things like that. Like playing for your country, representing your country. So just explain that experience and how that was for you.
Definitely. So it was my freshman year, freshman summer, 14U. And I had got invited to the 14U ADP. That was just an event at the end of the summer, like kind of in the fall. They invited, I think, like 70 guys or something like that. Broke it up to 4 squads. There was like stars, stripes, and then like red and blue or something like that. Okay. And we were all up there for like 2 weeks without our parents. It was really cool. Great experience. We were out there, had like practices every single day. Like it was a heavy schedule. We would like wake up, go to the field. We would do like PDP testing or like 60s, whatever it may have been. And then we would have had like a team practice, PFPs, BP, all of that. And then at the end of the day, we would have our game, and each team would play each other. I think we probably played each other once or twice. And it was kind of more like a PDP league setup.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. We didn't get to go anywhere. And then where kids would have got invited to leave the country, COVID, I think. So that was the first year back. So it was sweet. And then this past summer, I had 16U, 17U NTDP, and that was a really, really cool experience. That was set up. We got treated way more like the big guys. It was a really cool setup. A lot of major league guys there. Whole bunch of coaches. It was amazing. Great setup. Great cast. I mean, I think they had every top 10 player like at the event. So can't beat it.
How is it being one of those top guys? Like, is there any pressures or any added pressure, or you just go out there and ball, or is there like all the pressure of going out there and having to do well, or how do you handle that?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I personally, I don't really like care about any of that stuff. It's just baseball at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It really, I don't say that it affects you at all, really. I mean, I don't pay attention to it. I don't really know a whole lot of guys that do, but I mean, the ones that do, I feel like they're always too entwined in it and too like tied up in it.
Yeah.
So I just try to, go out there, play, have fun, compete every single day, and just do what I can, really.
Yeah. Just play the game you've been playing since you were little, bro.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it's just baseball. So
yeah, bro.
Can't think
so
about
you're
it.
committed to NC State, and why you chose NC State out of everyone else?
Yeah. So I was 13, and there was like a little dynamic tournament or something I was at, and it was held at NC State, and I got to play there. I played on the field and stuff, and I was just a little kid, and I just like fell in love with it. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And at the time, like I was just a little kid. I just liked the color of the jersey and stuff, like the little stuff, like the red.
Yeah.
I just liked it all. And then, I guess I just progressed in baseball. Got to the opportunity to where I was able to, build a relationship with the coaches and end up committing. And when I kind of knew that like I could go there, I kind of just like set my goals differently and locked onto that and really tried to get there.
Yeah. So what was you said that you went to a camp when you were younger.
Yeah.
And what was like was it hard for you to make that decision when they offered? Or was there any other schools that you were like, damn, like how was like the recruiting process for you? Was it easy or was it a difficult time?
Yeah, so it all happened really quickly. It was my 15U summer, I believe, 15 or 14U summer, and I threw it was literally one game. I threw at Lake Point. I threw 7 clean, a whole bunch of Ks. I forgot. I was just shoving that day.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a really good day, I guess. And I think there was a few schools there, like Miami was there, NC State was there, a whole bunch of schools like that. And then I ended up that night talking to a whole bunch of different schools. And then NC State, one thing led to another, and then boom, committed on the spot that same night. So.
Damn. So there was no other school like barking at you, and you didn't consider it at all, or
yeah,
it was NC State from the beginning.
Yeah. So I had from that or before then, I had already been talking to a few schools. I was already talking to a couple Power Fives, pretty big schools, and I was just kind of at that point where I was in the process. I was just building relationships with the coaches. Okay. I had visited a few schools, but nothing kind of hit the trigger like NC State did.
Yeah. So what would you give it some advice to somebody who's going through the process right now and they're kind of stuck? What are some key points that you think they should focus on when they are talking to a coach, when they are looking into a program? What are key things you think they should look for?
Definitely. I think the biggest thing, I think you should know what you want, first of all. I don't think you should just choose somewhere because they got the best guys or they got the most followers on Instagram. I feel like kids really bring it down to that at some point.
Yeah.
I think you need to have serious considerations. I think you need to have serious checkpoints for each school. You kind of need to take into consideration the bigger side of it. It's not just baseball when you're choosing that decision.
Yeah.
You really need to put a lot of thought into that. I would say with coaches, I mean, as far as that goes, for pitchers, I can speak for pitchers. I think you really want to tap in with the pitching coach and see how he goes about his throwing, how he goes
Yeah.
about guys' training. Like what does the school have to offer as far as like TrackMan or whatever, like anything like that. Like any question you can find, ask it. I think like there's no really bad question when it comes to that process.
Yeah. Do you think it's more element and like how are they going to turn you into like a pro? Obviously, that's your goal. So
Exactly. I mean, that's everyone's goal, right?
yeah, exactly. So, well, going through all that stuff, playing baseball constantly and stuff, what are some things that you do to just keep your mind off of it? And I know it's healthy to have something that, you can't
Yeah.
just be baseball, baseball, baseball. So, what are some things you do to keep your mind off of it?
Yeah, I would say just like I spend a lot of time with my friends. I spend a
Mhm.
lot of time just doing stuff that isn't baseball related at all. Like
Yeah.
I think it is truly just a game, and I think that you
Yeah.
should have a whole another life. But like you're not gonna be able to play forever. So
Mhm.
for me, I really like spend a lot of time with my friends. Spend as much time as I can with my family. Um,
Yeah.
really just hang out, just be chilling.
That's good. You gotta have something, man. You can't just be all. You can't. You're gonna lose your mind if you don't.
I think one thing I've definitely started stepping into is golf. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
You've been playing golf?
Every baseball player play golf.
Definitely. I've been liking golf definitely.
Yeah, bro. All right, so going into the spring season, what are some goals that you have? Some personal and some team goals that you got.
Yeah. I'm gonna start out with the team goals because I'm
Okay.
really excited for our squad this year. We have a really loaded roster. I'm excited. We should do really good. But I really the um, the tournament in Georgia we got or in Alabama. I'm sorry, in Hoover. You remember we played that with P27?
Yeah.
That tournament, I want to go in there and I want to win that. To be honest, I think we can. I think we got a shot, and I think we go in there and we play our best baseball. I think we really could do it.
How many games you guys play this year? Do you know or
62 games.
62? Okay.
It's a loaded season. We'll be playing obviously people in our conference, the
Mhm.
NAA. So that's P27, A3, Teen XL, Elite Squad, Georgia Premier, P27, all them. Um, and then we'll be playing some like JUCOs, some D3s, stuff like that, just here and there.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so yeah, so you got those goals, and what's some personal? You have any like personal goals or
Yeah.
anything like that? Like, are you thinking about? You're a junior, right?
Yes, sir. Yep. Junior
Okay.
year.
All right, yeah. So, what are some goals for this year and next year too? You're gonna be a senior. You're definitely thinking about the draft, right?
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
what are some goals for you personally?
Yeah. This year I really I want to personally be there every single outing. I want to compete every single outing.
Yeah,
I want to have very few bad outings. I want to keep it to a minimum. I want to go out there compete even on days I don't have my best stuff. I want to make sure I'm competing around the zone every single time and
yeah,
like give my team the best chance because at the end of the day, if I go out there and suck for the first 3 innings, like I mean, we have no shot.
yeah,
So I just want to definitely find a way to like be good consistently. I want to stay consistent this season.
yeah.
Stay
Okay.
healthy too. I want to stay healthy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, bro. For
Stay
sure.
healthy too.
Yeah. So talk about like those bad outings. Every pitcher's gonna have them, no matter what. Like, how do you deal with a bad outing, and what would you give a kid that deals with like that has one, and what do
Yeah.
you think? Like, what would you give advice to like some kid that like has a bad outing and what you should do and handle it the right way?
Yeah. So definitely one, I've said this before, realize it's a game. I mean,
Yeah,
it's baseball.
yeah,
I mean, as far as getting mad goes, like everyone does it. I do it, you do
yeah,
it. Like
yeah. Obviously,
there's no real way to get rid of that anger, but you can definitely slow baseball down. That's the biggest thing. Breathe, control your breath. One of those on the back of the mound, you feel me? Like just get right, just breathe. It's baseball, slow it down. Um, you're gonna have days you don't have your best stuff. You're gonna have days you can't find the zone, but as long as you can find a way to compete to where you can get out of the inning or get out of the game, just do it. Just fight. You just gotta be a dog.
yeah. No, that's good stuff, man. So, what's some things that you're passionate about? That you got life outside of baseball. What's some things that you really like find interesting and you really want to do in your life, and you're just
Yeah.
passionate about it?
Um, Yeah, I really like airplanes. Coming from a aviation-based family, both my parents being in the Air Force, I think airplanes are really really cool. I have a lot of interest in them. My mom now she's out of the Air Force, but she now works for Boeing, and
Okay.
just like yeah, she'll have like days where like I can go to work with her and stuff, and like I'll just
Oh,
get to
that's
go
cool.
walk around the airplanes and stuff, the unfinished airplanes. It's so cool. Like seeing the warehouses and like the process of the planes being built, it's awesome.
Yeah. That's sick, bro. I never even been into stuff like that. That's sick.
It's really cool. It's really really cool. The processes are crazy. You would never like you can't imagine like what goes into it until you see it. Like there's
Yeah.
so much to it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Yeah. So you got that, and then being at NC State, like in 2 years. Is there anything you want to do there, or like anything you want to accomplish specifically there? I know.
Yeah, I mean, I wanna roll in there and just I want them to be able to rely on me right away. I mean, I
Hmm.
know there's gonna be obviously guys older than me, and I know I'm not. I mean, I'm not gonna roll in there and be a starter, but I want to be someone that hey, we can get strikes out of you, we can get consistent outings out of you, you can be a bullpen guy, and I just want to like make sure every time I get an opportunity, I want to take advantage of it, and I want to be really successful.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of guys like that first fall, I feel like a lot of guys can really like do bad or have a lot of tension and just like mess themselves up and boom, you're out
Hmm.
of there. So I got to
Yeah.
make sure like it's on me to be ready day one when I get to campus.
Yeah, for sure. So some guys could get stuck in their head a lot,
Definitely.
and then be like they're like that pressure of being a freshman. Like if you mess
Yeah.
up once, like you're done.
Yeah.
But
I know. I mean, it's obviously nerve wracking. Like that,
yeah,
it's a big role to play. Obviously, I mean, it's power fly baseball. It's figure it out or get gone. So
yeah. So what's some stuff that you do as a pitcher? Like some development stuff. What's some big things that helped you improve like during your development, your velocity and stuff like that? What are some things that you did to help you gain some velo?
yeah. So obviously, like finding the right coaches.
Hmm.
I ended up finding this guy named Mike Williams out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Conway. Great guy. I love him to death. But I tapped in with him. I want to say like 14U, and I
Okay.
would go there, throw bullpens with him. Get right. He would teach me everything. Um, and I would say that's like really what turned me into a serious baseball player, and like
Yeah.
kind of take it serious. He did. He had a big influence on that. And from there, it was just breaking down mechanical stuff. It was breaking down like the way I recover, the way I get my body ready to throw, the way all of that type of stuff. There's so much that goes into it, and it was just like building, building, and building over time, and kind of just figuring out how my body works. And I'm still figuring out, obviously, like I still have a
Yeah.
lot, but yeah, kind of just figuring out the way my body works would be like the best answer after that.
Okay. Okay. So using that and getting hitters out and things like that. What's one of your biggest ways to get someone out?
Yeah, so um,
Like how do you attack a hitter?
yeah, so I mean, me personally, my changeup is my best pitch.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people know that. That's kind of what I'm known for with baseball, is my changeup, and that's what's carried me through these. I mean, the past 4 years of my life, I would say. It's give me a lot of opportunities. My best pitch is my backbone when I'm pitching. Um, so that to lefties, I mean, one of my most successful pitches. Even to righties, throw that on them, and then
Yeah.
go attack them with a fastball. I mean, what can they do?
Nothing.
I get a lot of ground balls. So
Okay. Yeah. That's good, man. I wish you all the best, man. I know you got it for sure. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So finally, last question. What's what do you want to do with this baseball? Where do you see yourself in 5 years right now? Right now
five,
to 5 years later, where do you see yourself and how do you think your life's gonna be in 5 years?
in 5 years. So yeah, hopefully I'm in professional baseball. I mean, that's the dream.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do everything I can to chase that dream.
Mhm.
Because I don't wanna like one day stop playing baseball and then like be like, wow, I could have done this. And
Yeah.
had a better shot to get in there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I want to make sure I put everything into it because one day, I mean, I'm not gonna be able to play anymore. I mean,
Mhm.
I love this game, so I might as well. I mean, I don't got nothing better to do, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
put everything I can into it and just do my best, and God's got me really. Try to get to
Mhm.
Pro Bowl.
you got pro ball, and then if baseball doesn't work out, what would you do? Well, what's something you would get into?
Yeah. So if I'm not playing, I definitely want to stay around the game.
Okay.
I'll probably end up going into coaching or scouting of some sort. Um, yeah, and that's where I would see myself. Really, I would try to make a business out of that.
Okay, that's good. All right, bro. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you hopping on.
Sir, appreciate you
Uh,
having me.
yeah, I'm gonna put all your socials in the description and stuff like that. Make sure you go follow him.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And all right, bro. I'll see you soon, bro. Catch you, bro.
Catch you, bro.
Nice talking to you, bro.